This is going to be a collective tarot message. We got the tarot cards pulled. And God say, yeah, where you at, boom? Why you doing it right there instead of over there, instead of over there? I want you to do it how you used to do it so I can be looking at you and be like, yeah, that's my boo thing. God said, ain't that the truth? Everybody always want people to do something, but this came out in reverse and say, I ain't moving at all. I'm gonna stay right where I'm at. And God said, that's what these people feel like. And God said, that's what you need to know here too. Everybody is, you know what, content and saying, you know what, this is, you know what, the best place for me because I know this area and I know this space and I don't want to, you know what, move nowhere else. And Grandma said, that's what you need to know here too, for one's energy. I don't care what you do, but it ain't affecting me. But it is affecting this other one. They like, yeah, if they do this, I'm gonna be so much better. And God said, that's what you need to know here too. Bondage, addiction, depression, but a great desire. The hermit is here. Someone is seeking the truth and they want to seek the truth the way they want to seek the truth, but they can't. And God said, wish fulfillment is here, boo. That's what you need to know. You're going to have an opportunity like no other. And Grandma said, that's what's causing catastrophic events. An opportunity. And someone doesn't know what to do with this opportunity. But God said, what to do, boo? How you doing? Can I talk to you for a second? And you like, yeah, I'm Gucci. I ain't got nothing to say to you, homeboy. And God said, that's what you need to know here too. Someone feels very apologetic. Someone feels very emotional. And Grandma said, that's what they should feel. Emotions, baby. See, we moving forward. The healing has begun. And everybody like, yeah, we all healing. And that's a good thing. And God said, that's why shit's starting to move forward now. And that's they truth. Leo energy, boom. Looking at the bigger picture. This is a better partnership like no other. And someone like, yeah, when I get on your nerve, I could tell. And God said, ain't that the truth, boo? Eight of Pentacles energy is here. This is a solidified connection. It's supposed to happen this way. And that's what you need to know here too. The moon is here coming out with the emperor. And God says, shit, they already know you ain't into winning with the BS. And Grandma said, you really is not a part of BS. I said, yeah, they really don't give a fuck. Damn, you ain't giving a fuck. That's been coming out. And God said, good, don't. And the other one said, shoot, I'm going to start doing what that bitch do. I'm going to do exactly what you did. Yeah, we ain't got time for the drama. We ain't got time for the extracurricular activity that had nothing to do with us. And God said, that's what we know too. Queen of Swords energy, boo. See, you use intellect and you ain't got time for the extra. Grandma said, shit, they don't have time for the extra either. A positive outcome is here too. I say, you know what? I fucks with you, but I don't fuck with that one. And this one right here looking like, yeah, don't fuck with that one at all. And that's what you need to know here too. Emotional disaster is here. A lot of people be emotional, and Grandma said, look, the bitch ain't doing shit to you, so why are you all up in the mix? Because they ain't got nothing else better to do. Grandma said, that's what you need to know too. They thought that you was going to absorb BS. No, we ain't doing that. We going to stay kosher. We going to stay out of people's business. That's what's going on in the atmosphere. Staying out of people's business. That has nothing to do with us. And Grandma said, you did the right thing. and everybody else didn't. And God said, state of confusion, boo. That one ain't got nothing to do nothing with. And that's their choice. Nine of Pentacles energy is here. So there's a home girl that's going to be trying to communicate and act like, yeah, I get them to do this, I get them to do that. No, not that one. Maybe the other one. And that's someone's truth here too. Someone is single and got their money and doing what they need to do, and other people don't have nothing. And God said, that's what you need to know here too. Four of Pentacles energy is here. Someone is holding on to something. And they like, yeah, good. Hold on to it, boo. See? Rushing in with the brutal truth. They said, that one ain't got nothing. And now y'all look even more stupid. See? This wish fulfillment. A lot of people want people to be in a state of duress, but you're not in a state of duress. Other people are. And that's their truth. I said, yeah, we can't tell them nothing. And Grandma said, that's what we know too as well. Transformation is here. Death is here. And that's what they don't like, boo. See? They wanted you to be immersed in their BS. We can't be immersed in people's BS no more. Everybody needs to start taking care of themselves and let all these narcissistic people get what they deserve. And God said, they still sitting there. And that's their truth. Four Pentacles energy is here, boo. So transformation is key. And everybody wants you to transfer your energy and to care about them and not care about yourself. Nah, not on my worst day, boo. And that's someone's truth. So you're going to receive some emotional message. Someone may want to communicate with you. I thought you was going to give me your phone number so I could do this and do that and all this stuff. No, we ain't doing that. And Grandma said, you did right. And everybody else did wrong. And I said, don't we know it here, boo? I said, yeah, you a high priestess, a high priest. And you ain't got time for these unnecessary things. And that Negro got every STD under the sun. And that's what you need to know too. All the STDs, these Negroes got it. And everybody want to act like you supposed to be what? Catching it? Nah. You ain't finna catch nothing. And Grandma said that's what they know here too. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy is here. I said, this one is serious. The other one ain't. I said, you see this? I said, yeah. And she see it too. I said, good luck. And Grandma said, that's what you need to know here too. Good luck, boo. See, spiritual transformation. The one is saying, you know what? That one gonna be like the rest of these people eventually. And that's someone's truth, because you the empress. You the one who is holding shit down and everybody else is not. I said, don't we know it? You an accomplished person. And they want to act like you not. I said, we know who you are, boo. We do. And God said, you got higher learning. And they don't even want to put that on there no more. I said, shoot, that's off of that now. And God said, that's good. Transformation is key. So you need the willpower and strength to get through nothing no more. But you are the willpower and strength. And Grandma said, they're going to have to figure you out even further. Yeah, partnership and alliances here. You need to be protected. The rest of them, they don't care. I said, from now on, I know I'm going to protect this one. The rest of them, I don't care. See, you made yourself known. And when you make yourself known, it made a positive impact on you and other people. And Grandma said that's what you need to know here too. Positive impact. Yeah, we have, I am distracting myself to avoid thinking of you. So this person is all up in their head and they really thinking about you like tough, like we don't know what that was, but you stood out amongst the rest. And they really is looking like, yeah, what was going on there? I said, sure, we don't know, but you ain't a part of it. And you stay 10 toes down with yourself. I said, yeah, you would succeed if these other people will just get out your way. And I said, yeah, that one felt really disgusted. And I said, ain't that the truth, boo? Yeah, social media is here. I said, this one is everywhere. And they ain't got a lot of kicking my nigga. I said, that's that bitch. You ain't got to try so hard, boo. And I said, ain't that the truth? Yeah, it says, I am embarrassed about my actions and I feel disgusted with myself. Someone feels disgusted about their action, boo. But you was 10 toes down with yourself. And everybody else was sloppy, boo. Using your intuition. Carrying out things as you supposed to. I said, yeah, you stand for something and you don't fall for anything. See, a text message is here. So some of y'all about to get a text message and say, oh, this, oh, that. You ain't got nothing to do with nothing. And that's your truth. Yeah, it says, I have things going on in my life that require my full attention. That ain't got nothing to do with you. And God said, that's what you need to know. They want you to be pulled into all this. No, for what? And God said, you just made a little suggestion, and that one went 0 to 1,000,000 with nothing. Yeah, it says, there is a big hole in my heart that I cannot fill on my own. There's a lot of people, that's the atmosphere that's in the world right now. A lot of people is really dependent on you to be giving them everything that they want and taken away from yourself. I, I tell you, leave it alone, boo. Don't even focus on them. Focus on me. And that's what I do. I stay focused. That word focus been coming up in my life for the last 5 years. And I'm really just taking heed to it. So stay focused. Tell me more for the collective. Dang. So it says, this situation will be victorious. It says, this is a long term solution. A few weeks is here. It says, it's safe to make that adjustment. It says, this situation will result in bad karma. So something bad is going to come out of this situation. And God said, they all reacted in a very hasty type of way. Um, some people just didn't think things through, but you was the thinking bitch in the building. And God said, that's what they know too. You didn't get you didn't get thrown off, or you didn't get what is it, interfere. You didn't interfere in anything. You didn't make yourself known in some type of situation. Yeah, it says you and your loved ones are protected, and it says it's time to do it again. And grandma said, that's what you gonna do. Yeah, let the divine guide and help you.